Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode with Hayden B. Grillin. Tonight we're going to stick to the kitchen. We're going to make some stuffed bell peppers. Never made these before. I love them. So let's go give it a shot. The first thing we're going to do is get 1 cup of water boiling on the stove. Now that we got our water boiling, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of rice. And we're going to drop this down to a simmer. We're going to put the lid on it and let it simmer for 20 minutes or until the rice is tender. Now the first thing we're going to do while our rice is cooking is we're going to cut the tops off of the bell peppers and we're going to core them out. We're just going to go right along the top here. Got that. Discard that part and take your knife, run down in through there, cutting it all the way down. And then we should be able to, voila, trim a little bit of the excess out of there. And that's it. We got our pepper nice and hollowed out. Now do the remaining 5. Now that we got all of our peppers hollowed out, just set them to the side for now. We're going to take 1 onion and dice it. All right, there we go. We're just going to start dicing. No rhyme or reason or certain way of doing this, just whatever works best for you. I'll tell you, these onions are stout. I promise I'm not crying. Now that we got our onions chopped up, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a large skillet, and we're going to turn that to a medium heat. Now that we have our oil in the skillet, we'll go ahead and rake that onion in there. Now, we're going to let that cook until the onions start to get soft and tender. Now that we've got our onions nice and soft, we're going to add 1 can of tomato paste. Then we're going to add, I'm having about a teaspoon worth of this minced garlic. Sprinkle that in. Then we're going to stir this all around and get it worked in. Next, we're going to add a pound of ground beef. We're going to cook the ground beef like we just go ahead and start browning it. I got my ground beef in the skillet. I'm going to go ahead and add the old Granny Moore's Good Rub in here to the ground beef. So that way it's good and seasoned. And then we're going to start working it all in together. So our ground beef is done, folks. So we're going to add in that cooked rice. Then we're going to add in 1 can of diced tomatoes. We're going to stir that all in, stir it around, get that all mixed in together. We're going to sprinkle in some pepper. Then we're going to sprinkle in some salt. So now we're going to stir this all in together, get everything nice and mixed in. But we're going to let this cook until our liquid from the can of diced tomatoes starts to reduce. And now that the liquid from that diced tomato has reduced, everything's cooked in together, we're just going to remove this from the heat. So now our mixture is ready. We've got our bell peppers in a 9x13 baking dish. We're just going to drizzle a little bit of oil in each one of them. And then we're going to start spooning our mixture into the bell peppers. Now that we have our pepper stuffed, we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of Monterey Jack on top of the peppers. All right, we've got our cheese sprinkled on top of all of them. So now we're going to cover our baking dish with some aluminum foil. Now, I'm not going to press this down on tight just because our peppers are up there. And we'll be rubbing against that cheese. But cover this dude with aluminum foil.
Sorry, I was trying to get in on your video.
That's all right. I love some kissing from my wife. All right, now we got her covered with our aluminum foil, so we're gonna put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 35 minutes. Now I had more stuffing for the bell peppers than I had bell peppers, and I had to give a little sample, a little taste test, because the tomato paste had both myself and my wife a little concerned because we're not big tomato paste fans. But folks, that tomato paste mixed in with the ground beef, the peppers, or the onions, and the garlic, let's just say, I cannot wait for this dude to come out of the oven. So our timer just went off, and folks, I've got to tell you right now, smelling hella good. But now, we're gonna take that aluminum foil off. We're gonna close the lid and let it sit for another 10 minutes. The recipe said to let it sit for 10 minutes or until the cheese is nice and melted and golden. And I'm here to tell y'all, the cheese was pretty damn melted. So I don't know that we'll let it sit for the full 10 minutes, but we got our timer set and we're gonna keep an eye on it. About 2 minutes left to go, but look, our cheese is good and golden, nice and melted on the top. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these. And folks, I would say that they are looking right. I just pulled this one out the tray, put it on a plate, and we're gonna cut into this together, see how she looks. I'm gonna cut it right down the middle, so that way we can both get a good look at how this ended up. And folks, it's looking and smelling deep freaking licious. Y'all know what's coming next. That all important taste test. And there it goes. Folks, that is on point on so many levels. The bell pepper come out amazing. It's not too soft, not too hard. The ground beef mixed with the tomato paste, which really surprised me because like I said before, I'm not a big tomato paste fan. The rice, the onion, Mr. Good Rub that we mixed in there, the Monterey Jack cheese, it all mixes and blends together so freaking well. This is really damn good. I'm really pleased with this. I love a stuffed bell pepper. Never made them before. But now we can cross that one off the list. But this is so freaking good, folks. Y'all please give us a try. Let me know what you think. As always, please like, subscribe. And I cannot thank you guys enough. Man, we're just short of another big milestone. But that's all thanks to y'all. Your support means the world to me. So y'all have a good night. We'll see you on the next one.